Welcome back. We're almost done with the math section. In this video, we're going to discuss some of the common important operators that we have in Python. So here's a simple table. On the left side is the symbol that you'll use in Python, things you're probably familiar with, at least plus and minus, and most likely the star and the slash for division. And then over here is the name of the operator. Now, these last three, I know are kind of weird looking if you haven't come across them before. We will get to them in the next video. But for now, we're just going to talk about addition, subtraction, multiplication, and most importantly, division. Okay, so let's go over to my terminal, and I'll open up Python 3. We already saw we can do things like 1 plus 3 or 40 minus 4.5, and we get a float because we used a float as part of the expression. But what I want to call your attention to is what happens when we divide. So we could do something like 1 divided by 2. What do you think the answer will be? These are two integers, 1 and 2. So neither one of them is a float. What type of data, a float or integer, will the result be? All right. And look at that, it's a float. So in some programming languages, this actually would not give you a float, and it would round down to 0 and just cut off the decimal. But in Python, division always returns a float. You always get a float back. Now there's a way around it. If you don't want that for some reason, I'll show you in the next video. But if we do something like 1 divided by 3, we get 0.3333 repeating. So that's division. That's probably the most quirky, most important thing to point out in this video. But I also want to talk about the order of operations. So if you don't remember the order of operations from math, I won't go into the whole thing, but there's a hierarchy to how these operations or these operators are evaluated. So if we just did something like 1 plus 2 times 5 divided by 3, what happens first? There's this thing called PEMDAS. It helps some people remember parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. So first would be this multiplication and then this division. So we would get 10 divided by 3 plus 1. So that's 3.333 plus 1. So we get 4.3. But we could also do, with just a couple parentheses, completely alter how this works. So now we do the 1 plus 2 first. So we get 3 times 5 is going to be 15 divided by 3. And the answer this time is 5.0. All right, so I won't bore you. I promise I'd keep this short. But I just wanted to highlight that parentheses work the same way that they do in just paper and pen math. So we can add parentheses wherever we want to manipulate the order that things are calculated in. Anyway, okay,